They lined up early again today for the hottest ticket in esports, BlizzCon 2017. And once inside, food, drink, and merriment abound as thousands of Hearthstone fans enjoy the ultimate tavern experience. Strike up the band. The grand finals of the Hearthstone Inn-Vitational are next.
Greetings, my friend. So glad to see you at the end once more, especially on such a magnificent occasion. Upon my invitation, 4 teams have journeyed to BlizzCon. The best players in the land now forming alliances to battle as a group, a team, a brotherhood.
We began yesterday with 4 teams.
We're the Grime Street Grifters.
We are the Jungle Giants, the big-time Buccaneers, the Chillblade Crusaders.
But after a day of thrills
Nice.
and excitement,
Boomba!
some laughs, and some raps,
His dreams are filled with nothing but salt. When he loses, he cries, "It's not my fault!"
and an inside look inside the best minds of the game,
And I don't think they can clear our minions and block. They might be able to like freeze the board.
only 3 teams remain.
One team will be remembered forever. Welcome to the Hearthstone Inn-Vitational at BlizzCon 2017.
Greetings from the tavern and welcome back everybody to BlizzCon 2017's Hearthstone Invitational. We've gathered 12 of your favorite broadcasters, personalities, content creators, competitive players, and some of your well-dressed casters as well. 2 of them, of course, joining me, Frodan, is Sottle and Brian Kibler. How you guys doing? Sottle, how was your day number 1?
Day number 1 was fantastic for me, but the real highlight was seeing the Excavated Treasure format play out. I think I enjoyed it enormously, and speaking to the players, seemed like that was the format they were the most invested in as well. Everyone thought they had their own deck building edge, and they put together better decks from the opponent, but just overall it was great seeing all these weird archetypes that we don't usually get to see being played out in a competitive format.
That's right. And taking a step back and just look at everything happening also around the Invitational, just BlizzCon as a whole. How was your day 1, Kibler?
I mean, it was fantastic. We saw the announcement of the new Kobolds and Catacombs expansion. Ben Brode bringing the hype on stage. Awesome performance of the dungeon crawl there. And, you know, seeing all the super cool new stuff, including Marin the Fox that's giving out to everyone on Monday. Couldn't be more excited.
That's right. We get to see some of the new stuff. We get to see what's going to happen in day 2. After the first day of play, we had 4 teams be narrowed down to 3. Big-time Buccaneers eliminated. We'll see them next time, but they get to enjoy the convention. In the meantime, the story has all been about the Chillblade Crusaders. They are dominant. They haven't lost a single series. Can they be stopped, Sottle?
I mean, they came into it as the favorites. The majority of casters picked them, and they see it. Not only did they get the 3 treasures for winning their 3 series, they also picked up the bonus treasure for the most games won as well.
That's right. So we'll see what's going to happen today where the Grime Street Grifters and the Jungle Giants will face off to determine who advances for the grand finals.
Yeah, and crucially, that playoff will be played out in a format that is yet to be revealed. We will get into it just in a little bit, but for now it remains a mystery.
And after that, the Invitational Grand Final, and then the Tavern versus Tavern Grand Final to close out Hearthstone at BlizzCon.
That's right. And Tavern vs. Tavern Grand Finals also has a very different format, which is definitely one of the fun things here to do at BlizzCon. We want to feature all the different ways that Hearthstone can be played, and it is primarily through fireside gathering. And speaking of the fireside, we have TJ and Admiral down at the tavern by the fire for a quick chat.
That's right, guys. Thanks very much, Frodan, joined by That's Admirable here on the stage as we get ready for the competition on day 2 here of the Invitational. Admirable, how's it going, man? How was your day 1 for the Invitational?
Oh, it's fantastic. I always love seeing teams have to compete in unique formats. And we got a bit of a twisted turn, though, for this event. Players are taking it quite seriously.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a surprise, at least from my end. You know, we gave them a super fun format. You know, we gave them some treasures to go after, and they came here with a plan to win.
Yeah, it really shows how much competitive spirit these guys have. Even when there's not a large prize pool at stake like on the Hearthstone Championship Tour, winning is still their main priority.
Yeah, and I think another, you know, maybe not a surprise to a lot of people, especially me, since I picked them to win, but the Chillblade Crusaders coming out and dominating, taking the maximum possible amount of treasures winning all 3 matches. Just great stuff from them. And I think that the Grime Street Grifters was kind of a surprise. They're sort of a mishmash of personalities, and they came out with a shot to make it to the finals after a rough start.
Yeah, nobody picked them for the lineup. Patra, I think, was really underestimated as well. Went 3-0, the pilot to do so. I think it's a big statement to the rest of the teams.
Yeah, and we'll see what these players are going to be able to do in the mystery format that hasn't yet to be revealed. So let's go ahead, send it back over to the desk to get us started.
That's right. We're going to kick off day number 2 with a mystery format that we won't even wait any longer. Let's go ahead and reveal what their 2 teams playing will have to do today.
Who shall advance to the grand finals of our Invitational? Will it be the Grime Street Grifters or the Jungle Giants? To decide which team is most worthy, we offer a magnificent new challenge: the Dungeon Run. A Dungeon Run challenge is a roguelike boss adventure where players compete against a series of randomly chosen bosses.
Anduin versus a giant crab.
Here's how it works. Each player starts with a basic deck of cards. He or she will square off against a boss that possesses its own unique deck and hero power. If the boss defeats the player, it's game over! But if the player defeats a boss, then well played. Yes. The player will earn rewards and additional cards in order to battle up to 2 increasingly more powerful bosses. Every player on the team gets 1 dungeon run for a total of 3 runs per team. A perfect score is 9 bosses. Whichever team combines to defeat the largest total of bosses will advance to the grand finals. It's the greatest dungeon run ever assembled. Which team shall flourish? And which team shall perish?
We're totally dead.
Only the most worthy shall survive.
That's right, fresh off the Kobolds and Catacombs announcement yesterday, we are taking the demo live from the floor and putting it on stage and see how well these players can fare in a dungeon run attempt.
Yeah, and the crucial point for me here is these players have just learned what this format is along with you guys. So that means they will have differing levels of experience. The demo stations are here. I've had a chance to play a good amount of it, and as I progressed through, as I played more and more runs, I started to learn the synergies, the potential treasures that you can pick up, the different card packs that were available. Some of these players don't have that level of experience. They're going to have a real hard time.
And crucially, the Jungle Giants have to outperform the Grifters in order to make it to the finals. Because the Grime Street Grifters were in 2nd place coming in, if they tie, then it will be the Grifters who move on to the final.
That's right. And if you kind of look at the overall impact of the 2nd place finishes, it's really important that they don't tie. But also, there's a really fun element of it, too, where one team can't watch the other. So even though we'll have Jungle Giants go first, it's not like the Grime Street Grifters can just look at their strategy and execute off of that.
Yeah, I mean, they will be sat in the back in isolation, but they know that they only have to tie. So once they learn this format, they know if they can come out here and beat all 9 bosses, they cannot be beaten. They will go to grand finals.
And will they have access to any class they choose here, Kibler?
No, the teams will be able to play, will have to play, Priest, Mage, and Warrior. Kind of the tank, healer, DPS that we broke down the classes in before, and kind of the classic dungeon crawl sense as well.
All right, well, you guys get a general sense of what needs to happen, who needs to win, and what's on the line. Thank you so much, Sato, for joining us. And with that, let's meet our first team for the Dungeon Run.